Hello, my name is MagdalineJanet. If you are new, welcome to the fam. Please don't forget to like and subscribe and join us because we're always here having a good time. And come visit me on Instagram and TikTok because I'm always there too. And of course, welcome back to my oldies but goodies. Get your snack, get comfortable because we're gonna have a good long video talking about so many things. I want to do everything in one video so you have one video to reference. Today I am doing my top 3 to 5. A lot of you guys have asked me to do my top 3 in every category. This video just with Sephora products, specifically because the Sephora VIB sale is coming up and I just wanted to do a full face and talk to you guys about my favorite things at Sephora. So why not, do a little compilation. With this video, we're also going to include hair care, skincare, and makeup. The hair care and skincare is not top 3. It's just the stuff I legit just use. You guys know every time I do a foundation review, I drop down all the skincare products I use and I love and that work very well. I have oily skin. I don't have sensitive skin, but I do break out pretty much on a monthly basis because of hormonal acne. Start off with removing our makeup. I usually remove my makeup with a cleansing balm. The one I've been using lately and that I love so much, I keep purchasing, is the Pharmacy Melting Balm, the original one. It's in a green packaging. It's so gentle and it truly removes everything, all kinds of makeup. It's just like, ooh, so bomb. My 2 face washes that I use are these. I got this one as a sample at Sephora, but I absolutely love this First Aid Beauty because it removes all the makeup, all the oils, all the gunk in the face. I usually use this one at night. My niece stayed over like a few months ago and she absolutely loved it. She's like, Thea, I love that cleanser. So she went ahead and bought it. This would go after the cleansing balm. Juicy Jazz made me buy this. The Youth to the People Kale and Green Tea Face Wash. I use this one in the morning because it's super gentle. I feel like this one removes gunk a lot better than this one. This one's more of a morning when you don't have a lot of crap on your face. It's just like the little bit of oils that you have overnight. I really find that this is just simply a very refreshing face wash. I'm kind of all out of order, but it's okay. These are the only 2 face masks I use. Totally Instant Detox Mask. This is more of a clay mask. It really makes the skin super soft and it cleans out my pores very nicely. I do have big pores and oily skin. I use this about twice a week. And then the Ordinary HA 30%, BHA 2%. This mask is so good. This is my second bottle. Gives you this stinging feeling and it leaves the skin super soft. I only leave it on for 8 minutes. It says up to 10 minutes, but I find that because it's pretty potent, the longer you leave it, the more it may like dry your skin out. It's happened to me once, so I specifically only do it for 8 minutes. I used this mask on my boo about a week ago and he woke up saying how nice his skin felt. He's like, my skin felt so soft. So it's bomb. It's so good. Now products. Oh, back to nighttime. I love this exfoliator from Paula's Choice. I need to buy it again because I use this at night and it really exfoliates the skin, but it's very gentle. It gives you a bit of a stinging sensation, not painful like some other liquid exfoliators do. What I do is I wash my face at night, then I go in straight with this and I leave this on the skin 10 to 20 minutes. Then I follow with my moisturizer. Talking about moisturizer, this is the one I use, this Glow Recipe Plum Hyaluronic Acid Cream. So it looks like a cream. It looks thick, but then when you like blend it out, it becomes this gel-like form. I'm like, what? I couldn't believe it because at first when I saw it, I'm like, I'm not really interested in this because it's a cream in the name. And I'm like, I feel like it's super thick, but I started using it and it just blends out the skin so beautifully. Look at the hand. It gives like a nice glow, but it's not thick at all. And it comes in refills. So I need to buy the refill because this is all I got left. And I use this morning and night. Talking about morning, I use this toner only in the morning time. I'll wash my face, add this toner on my hand and just pat it on the face. Super gentle on the skin. It doesn't sting or anything. It gives my face a nice hydrating look. And I do see when I use it, my pores look smaller. A little bit goes a long way, especially if you use it with your hands. Your hands won't absorb anything and you can just pat it in the skin. And then after that, I go in with my vitamin C from Sephora Collection. I I love this. I bought this in the last sale and look, I still have some. This moisturizing eye balm is by far the best. And this has lasted me a good while because a little bit goes a long way. It has a very hydrating feel in the under eyes. Like it literally plumps your under eyes as you put it on. When I look at my under eyes, like they look a little bit dry. Well, they are dry. And then when I put this on, it just gives them such a hydrating, plump look. All of this skincare goes very, very well under makeup, except for this one. I don't use this. I only use this one at night. Hair care. I'm super simple when it comes to hair. I don't do too much with my hair. What I've been using is the Day shampoo and conditioner. The shampoo, most importantly, really washes the hair. Like your hair comes out feeling clean with, I use about 2 pumps. I like to get in my scalp and clean my hair. I only wash my hair about once a week or once every 10 days. I don't wash my hair as often, but I find that it does keep your hair very healthy and your shampoo lasts a lot longer. That's not why I do it. Honestly, I don't wash my hair as often because I'm kind of low-key lazy to do it like every 3 or 4 days. So I just let my hair live its life, you know? And because I don't wash my hair often, the only dry shampoo I use is this IGK Detox Dry Shampoo. The way I use dry shampoo is I use it at night. That's the key. So you don't have that white cast that it leaves. So what I do is just like get in, especially like here, this is where I get oily, and then here towards the front, I get in there, I spray it, and then just really get in there and go to sleep. Throughout the night, some oils do produce, and it just kind of blends into the skin not the skin, into the scalp, which is skin very, very nicely. And your hair looks nice and refreshed for the morning time, so you could just get up and go, you know? That's all skincare and hair care. You guys know we are here with the makeup. Let's start with the brows. You guys know I love my Got to Be glue, but I do love eyebrow wax. I feel like the ABH eyebrow wax is by far the best in the market. There are dupes, but I find that this one does hold your brows the best out of all the waxes I've tried. My brows are very sparse, they go down, so I want them to go up the opposite direction, and this wax does that for you. Keeps them fluffy and it gives them that natural fluffy look that we like. I mean, honestly, the reason why this thing was sold out for so long because it is that good. If you are like on the go and you just don't have time to use wax, I recommend these 2 products. This Gimme Brow from Benefit literally fluffs your eyebrows up, it gels them, and it gives them color. It works so freaking well, and they have mini sizes and full sizes. I personally like the minis because you can really get into your brows, especially if you don't have thick brows and if you have sparse brows. This really gets in there. When I used this earlier this year, I think it was a couple of months ago, I was shocked. I'm like, wait, what? That's important too when it comes to brows. We can't just be having 3 shades these days. They have legit, I think maybe like 8 to 10 shades. I will buy a product because they have multiple shades. That's truly one of the most important things. They're all different skin colors. We're not just 3. You know what I'm saying? Another one that is a really, really good product is this Huda Beauty Fluff Brows. Truly gives you that fluffy look. And look at this applicator, it's so small. I really, really like eyebrow applicators that are small because it allows you to get into your brows. Whether you have thick brows, whether you have thin brows, this really gives you that pigment and that fluff. Truly, it gives you fluffy brows. There's really nothing out there like this than what Huda Beauty came up with. Gimme Brow gives you a little more of a hold, but this one has a little more pigment. When it comes to brows, honestly, the only 2 products I would use that is not a pen is these 2 pencils. So I use the Charlotte Tilbury pencil. It is a refillable pencil. It's super pigmented, but not too pigmented, and it gives you like these perfect little strokes because it has a slant. When I first reviewed it, I wasn't the biggest fan. I was just like, whatever about it. I started using it more and I was like, wait, I just really like how it glides through the brows very, very nicely. I will link everything down below, give you all the shades and all that jazz. Benefit does brows well. If it's one high-end brand that does brows well, I really feel like it is ABH and Benefit, but I feel like Benefit is climbing up in that ladder because this pencil is just an OG favorite. I've been using this for years. They have a ton of shades, super pigmented, but what I like most is how thin this tip is. Look, I don't even have any more because I use it that much. I like thin tips because I do have sparse brows, and it helps just to fill in all those little sparse holes that I got. You know what I'm saying? I don't have a favorite eye primer. I typically always use just some concealer. I have a few eyeshadow palettes. I haven't reviewed a lot of eyeshadow palettes lately, so I don't have a lot to choose from, but these are my top 3 and 4. So Huda Beauty. Huda Beauty does eyeshadows very, very well. Her big palettes, they release about once or twice a year. They're very expensive. I do find that they're made very, very well. Particularly this Naughty palette. I remember using this shade and I just loved it so much because it's this cream powder eyeshadow. I had never seen that before, and I really, really like that she puts in a bunch of different formulas in one palette. You get to know a lot of different formulas when you get one of these big palettes. If you don't want to spend that money, I do find that her little palettes are really good. I love this khaki one and chocolate. I just find that they're super, super pigmented and worth the money. You get your looks done very, very quickly. I've used these multiple times. It's always helpful when products are super easy to use because it just makes your makeup process go a lot faster, you know? Natasha Denona, I don't own any of her big ones, but when she comes out with minis, I really, really like it because I think they work well. I think she does eyeshadow palettes very, very, very well, and this one's one of my favorites. I just find like the big ones are really expensive, so I always like to buy the mini ones. Oh my god, I've had lipstick on my teeth this whole time. Palette that I mention every time when the VIB sale comes, and I'm using today, is this Mario palette. I find that you have every sort of neutral matte shade possible, light shades, and you have a black that you can create so many looks. I find myself grabbing this palette all the time. An honorary mention because I use it all the time and I mention it all the time. Eyeliners, you know how much I love eyeliners. Eyeliner is my jam. I wear it every day, and these 3 eyeliners are my favorite. I just got the KVD tattoo liner and I forgot how good it is. It's so good. I have this brown shade. It's a little darker than I would like it to be, but it works out very, very well. Fenty, you know how much I love this one. This is by far my favorite brown liner out in the market. I feel like it's beautiful. It's so pigmented, super easy to use. This is also one that I rarely mess up. Honestly, these 3 eyeliners are good. They just work out so well. And this Climax from NARS, this is the one that's a little different because you see the tip? It has this flat triangular shape, which makes it extremely, extremely easy to get into these lines right here. And I just like this. I would say this one's my favorite black and Fenty is my favorite brown. Lately, I've been loving, absolutely loving gripping primers. My favorite gripping primers from Sephora are this Milk Hydro Grip, Urban Decay grip primer also. I don't have it because I used it up. These really grip the makeup so freaking well. I've had this for a long time and it still works just like I bought it. That's what I need when it comes to longevity with a foundation. And my favorite matte one lately has been the Smashbox. They redid their primers like 2 months ago or so. I bought the mini to review it and I absolutely loved it. It has this thin texture and it truly mattifies the skin. This is like legit a true matte primer. If you're not familiar with what an eye corrector is, it pretty much corrects the discoloration that you may have in your under eyes. I have dark under eyes and my discoloration tends to be like purples and blues, so I usually get a peach corrector. Fenty Bright Eye Corrector in the shade Deep Melon Lancome. Oh my gosh, this is so pigmented. It's thick though, so a little bit goes a long way and it really just keeps these under eyes nice and bright. Fenty has a very thin texture. I find that this formula is a little more on the liquidier side as opposed to this one. This formula is a little bit thinner for Fenty, and Lancome has the thickest, but I would say this one's the most pigmented out of all of them. But it kind of just depends on what you like and what you prefer, but these really do color correct and get the job done. This is an honorable mention. I've mentioned this in the past. It's the Velvet Concealer from Makeup Forever. It's good. I like it. I think it has the perfect texture of a velvet, a little bit of matte, and a lot of pigment. Lancome, this is the most pigmented yet natural coverage you're gonna get. If you want like an everyday, not so fully pigmented, this is the one for you. This is the one I use when I don't wear makeup. When I want a fuller coverage, I'll use these. The one size, I just love this one. It's a matte and natural finish. It's like a perfect in between. And the ABH. The ABH just gives you that bright, flawless look. The only thing is with ABH, I wish they come out with more shades and better undertones, but these are definitely my full coverage glam. If you want something a little more natural, but kind of gives you like that pigment, I would say is both of these. LYS and Kosas. When you want something that's hydrating, will give your under eyes life, I would give this one a try. And this one I would say get it ASAP because I see a lot of shades are sold out at Sephora. So Kosas is really a brand that's really, really good. LYS is very pigmented as well, very similar to Kosas. The only thing about this one is this one's self-setting, so you don't need as much setting powder. The less setting powder you use, the better it looks in the under eye area. Very, very pigmented though. I don't use cream bronzers as often because I'm always testing out a foundation, but when I'm not testing any makeup out, these are the three I go to. This is honorable mention because I've mentioned this one 100 times. This is the Huda Beauty, the shade Light Bomb Pigmented. But these are the newest favorites of mine. Makeup by Mario legit doesn't do anything wrong, and I love that he sells his makeup at Sephora and he used to work at Sephora. I just think that story is so amazing. This is the one to get in the VIB sale. These are so creamy and very, very pigmented. They have a bit of a mattish feel versus the ABH. This is like butter on your face. I'm using them both today. This one, not only is it pigmented, it's very buttery and it glides on the skin very nicely. Well, with both of these, a little bit does go a long way. I just find that the formulas are slightly different. These both are just my favorite. They're like bomb. I don't have a lot of cream blushes. I have three. Oh, I do. Where's my other one? Patrick Ta really came through with this. I know it's not new or anything, but I recently tried this out for the first time. First of all, he has a cream and he has a powder. This is like a 2-in-1 product that is genius, and it has this thing where you close it and you don't have to like mess with either one or tap one accidentally. I just love this. I think this is genius. He came out with I think 4 new shades recently, so he has a bunch of shades. And ooh, Rare Beauty and Huda Beauty. This is a cream stick blush that Huda Beauty just released like a week ago, and oh my god, I've been using this and it's super pigmented but lightweight and it stays all day long. Like I always get complimented when I'm wearing this, especially this shade, this Proud Pink. It's very pink, but I really love very, very pink blushes. I just feel like it complements my skin a lot more than like maybe like an orange one would. Just recently tried this year. I have the shade Hope. She has 2 formulas. One is matte and one is like radiant. This is radiant, so pigmented, also lasts a long time. And I don't know, I just love this dofa. You just put it on and like blend it gently. You guys are seeing here cream blushes. If you're wondering what's the point of them, they really make your makeup last a lot longer and it just looks a little more intense. Your makeup has like a little pep in their step. Do you know what I mean? Like us, I'm a powder girl. I'm always just wearing powders, but I notice every time I wear cream products underneath and then set with the powder, it's like my makeup goes from a level 8 to like 10. We've leveled up when we use cream products. I didn't believe that before, but I truly do. I swear it makes a difference. It makes a difference. So talking about creams, Danessa Myricks came out with this palette this year and it kind of doubles as a bronzer and a blush palette. It comes with these shades, and all these shades you can truly use these as a blush, this as a bronzer, as I used it when I reviewed it. It's very, very creamy and very, very hydrating. It's gonna give you a beautiful glow to the skin. Danessa Myricks products do give a very nice luminous glow to the skin. They're not matte products, so if you're looking for luminous and glow but really makeup that's well made, Danessa Myricks is for you. So powder blushes, I only have 2, including the Patrick Ta, but we just talked about that. You guys, Sephora collection comes through with these. I reviewed these, you guys saw. You saw how beautiful they look, super, super pigmented. It comes in different finishes, matte, shimmer, and glitter. I have a glitter one, the shade Heated, and I have the matte one, Shame on You. This is matte, but it's like butter. It glides on the skin like butter. I loved it. I couldn't believe how beautiful it was. The other blush I love, you know, you see me use this all the time, is the Huda Beauty Glowish. I love Huda Beauty's Glowish line. Not glowy as like you think it would be because of the name, but they're super pigmented and very kind of gentle on the skin. It gives you that beautiful flush of color. If you want to build it up and get that intensity, you can get it with this one. This is more of a natural blush. Full pigmented blushes, I would say, are these. Bronzers, this is an honorary mention. NARS, I love NARS. NARS makes makeup so well. This is the Laguna bronzer. It has like a bit of a shimmer. I really like this one. My two favorite bronzers, you see me use these all the time, is Makeup by Mario, the shade Medium. Glowish has this formula with the blush too. It's like this buttery powder formula. When I first used this, I was like, wait, it's this right here. This is that formula. I'm like, what? Even this Naughty palette, you can use like this shade as a bronzer depending on your skin tone. So I really liked that this became a bronzer because it's so good. I use it all the time. And yeah, that's it for bronzers. Easy. I love Huda Beauty's new Cherry Blossom powder. This pink powder is sold out though. I didn't want to talk about this one, but the formula in Huda Beauty's setting powders are beautiful. This is my favorite one. So is Banana Bread. So both of those work very well on the skin. This one sold out, but it should be back soon. Very good, very blurring, long lasting. When it comes to setting powders, it just depends how much you use. The more you use, the matter, the drier you will look, you know? Talking about matte, this is an honorable mention. I talked about it in my last VIB sale haul. You guys need this. Givenchy Prisme Libre. This one's matte. This one's matter than the Huda Beauty, but it gives you this flawless finish and it sets everything so well. Eyelids, under eyes, and face. That's what I find when I look for a setting powder and I recommend a setting powder to you, is that it sets all three areas. We can't just have one powder that does one thing. This Makeup Forever powder, this is also an honorable mention because I did mention it before. It's very matte, but it becomes matte depending how much you use. If you use a little bit, it'll just set your under eyes very well. But the more you use, the more matte your skin is gonna look. Urban Decay released their all-nighter powder. This is matte, but it's also more of like a gentle matte. I really like how just soft this look. This one I feel like is the most finely milled out of all of them. It legit looks like baking flour and I like it. Now let's go with foundation powders. My favorite two are these. This Bare Minerals that I believe they reformulated this year, and this Sephora collection powder. These go on the skin like butter. There's nothing like powders that just glide onto the skin and complement your skin. It doesn't give you that drying powdery look. Both of these work out so well. Very pigmented. They come in a bunch of shades. This has set, I put it on my under eyes right here. This sets the under eyes so well. It's just that gentle. It sets the skin beautifully, but I really like this, particularly for my under eyes, because it has this finish where even if you put a lot in your under eyes, it's not gonna look cakey and they're not gonna look dry. It's expensive, it's Charlotte Tilbury, but Charlotte Tilbury does makeup very well. She does. I don't have a high-end highlight, but I like to use these loose powders as a highlight. My favorite one is this Laura Mercier in the shade Honey Star. When this released, I reviewed it and I used it as a setting powder. It did not work as a setting powder because it's just too shimmery. It showed a bunch of texture and all that. I use this as a highlight and I find myself grabbing this so often when I'm using highlight. I typically don't use highlight when I am reviewing a foundation, but when I'm not, this is my go-to highlighter. I just love it. I think it works out so well and it gives the skin just enough oomph and enough glow to make your skin look nice and glowy and not like you look greasy, you know, especially if you have oily skin. What's really special about this powder is it's very glowy, but it blurs the skin. So the way I use it is I'll set my skin with a matte powder and over top just kind of press powder in and kind of get top of my cheeks. I just like this and I use this as more as a finishing powder, but it is a setting powder. Powders are a game changer. I love powders. Like I use them all the freaking time. Let's go with foundations. Oh my god, there's a lot. First type of foundation that I want to talk about is like a lighter weight pigmented that it's also buildable. NARS Light Reflecting Foundation is just that. It gives you a very light coverage. It's pigmented, but it's very, very buildable. This Tower 28 is perfect for anyone who does not wear makeup and you're like dabbing into makeup and you want your skin to have like an even tone. This is the one for you because it blurs the skin. It has SPF. I'm not wearing makeup. This is the one I go to. These are both very, very radiant, but they're also very pigmented. So if you want coverage, but have a nice, flawless, blurred look, these are the ones for you. You will be glowy all day long. There's not a moment you're gonna be matte, but they wear very, very well if you have oily skin. They are long lasting, very radiant, very, very pigmented. If we want to go more to the skin tint arena, also new to makeup, you're dabbing in, Fenty Beauty Skin Tint is beautiful. It's more pigmented than your typical skin tint is, but it blurs the skin like no other, and a little bit goes a long way. She has so many shades. Fenty does makeup well. Flawless. This is another one that is very skin tint like, but it gives you a nice blur. This one's very lightweight, so if you don't like a lot of makeup, I would recommend this one. It says it's full coverage, but I feel like you can build it up to a full coverage, but you start off very lightweight. Also, depending how you apply your makeup does make a difference. A sponge will always give you more of a natural lightweight. A brush will give you more of a full coverage look. This skin tint from NARS, I love so much. It reminds me of the Fenty one, a little bit thicker, and it just evens out the skin very, very well. It kind of goes in like this arena here. It gives you a nice finish. That's very well. It works on oily skin well. It lasts a long time for it to be like a tinted moisturizer. Makeup Forever HD Skin. It gives you beautiful skin. Beautiful skin. It's very buildable. It comes in a ton of shades. The more I've used it, the more I just love how it works on oily skin. It blurs the skin out. It's pigmented. Makeup Forever is one of the brands that does makeup well too. SEPHORA, best skin ever. You legit will have the best skin ever, because this little $20 foundation came out like last year, and I just find that it gives the skin such a beautiful look, more on the medium to full coverage. But I just love that it's 20 bucks. It comes in a bunch of shades, and this foundation is literally like my perfect shade match. It's definitely pigmented, in which you can build it up. The Estee Lauder Double Wear foundation, this one has a little bit matte to it, but it's very, very lightweight. So again, it gives you like the vibes of Tower 28, but it's double wear. It will last a lot longer, and it kind of does mattify down onto the skin. It's going with the full coverage matte foundation. These are the ones where you're gonna wear your makeup all day, still look flawless. They're full coverage. You're getting coverage. You're getting coverage. This is an honorary mention because I've mentioned it before, but this Shiseido Synchro Skin Radiant Foundation, full coverage. It's gonna hide all these sins, all the pores, all the restless nights you have, the tired look. This is it. I love this one. It blurs the skin well. Talking about blurring, matte, blur, airbrush face, full coverage, these two. This one size was very surprising, but I would recommend this one for my oily skin peeps because it has this moussey texture. It blurs the skin out, but it does give us more of the matte effect. I wouldn't recommend it with dry skin. I feel like it does pick up on texture. It picked up on a little bit of texture on my chin. You couldn't really see it because eventually throughout the day I have oily skin. It mixes in and it warms up, so the skin did look bomb, but I love it. I think it worked out so great, and a little bit goes a long way because it's that pigmented. By the way, I mixed both of these together. That's what I'm wearing today, and I wasn't sure how that was gonna mix because this is like moussey and full coverage, and this is like super radiant. But girl, look. This foundation, when I reviewed it, I was so shocked how blurred and beautiful the skin is. Like, it's in the name, airbrush flawless. This is it. The only thing, this line right here runs very warm, like extremely warm. I have a neutral undertone, but it's still a little bit too warm. These are my matte but radiant foundations are these two. These are very similar, and a lot of you guys have asked me to compare both of these. They're matte, but they go on very radiant on the skin, and then it gives you more of a mattified effect. I feel like the Givenchy is a little more matte. This will give you more of the mattified yet radiant look than this one. They're both the same pigmented wise. This one's a little more radiant towards the end, like when you're finished with your makeup, and you will get more of a matte look with this one. But they work out very well. They last all day long, and it's not matte where they pick up on texture, because we don't want that. That's so like 2016, you know? The last two matte that you want to last all day is the NARS Soft Matte Foundation. This is truly a soft matte, but you could build it to like a super matte. And Too Faced. Too Faced has not released anything, right? Lately? I don't know. But I really like this foundation. I do use it often. I love the radiant one, but then I found like this one is matte enough to where it works out for oily skin. If you're into matte and you want to try like a newer foundation, I would recommend these two because these last so long. They blur the skin, not as much as this one, but it does have that long lasting effect. This is foundation. Okay, let's move on because this video is going to be 100 years long. I want to just pick up on a few more things. Favorite setting sprays are this one. I bought this at the last haul, the VIB haul, and I cannot stop using these. I bought the mini size and it came in like a 2-pack. My all-nighter setting spray from Urban Decay is the best. And I love that one to also do my eyeshadow eyeliner with setting spray. I find that that setting spray works the best and it makes your eyeliner last the longest. So those are just my two favorite ones. And when it comes to mascaras and eyelashes, you know, I don't wear falsies. My favorite eyelash curler to this day I've been using forever is the Shiseido eyelash curler. I've literally used the same one for about 4 years now and it works out very well. It doesn't rip out your lashes. I cannot find a good affordable one. If you guys know of a good affordable eyelash curler, let me know. I bought my sister one and she loves it, like loves it. And let's talk mascaras. Lancome does mascaras very well. I love their other one too. I'll put a picture up there. That's one of my favorites. This one, I just reviewed it and I'm just shocked on how beautiful it made the lashes. And this one from Bare Minerals, the Maximus mascara, is the one I'm wearing today. I like it. I think it gives your lashes the Maximus effect. Super pigmented, makes your eyelashes a little long, and it also gives you that volume. You see the volume here? Like crazy. I just love it. I just love it. And then lipsticks. I don't use a lot of high-end lipsticks. You guys know I'm a drugstore lipstick girl. But when I tried these Dior lipsticks, especially both of these, the Dior lipsticks come in different finishes. The one I'm wearing today, it's more of like a satin finish. And this red one, which is the shade 999, is matte. I love this formula. It's creamy, pigmented, but this red is like the most beautiful red that I've seen. It's not too orange, it's not too blue undertone, it's the perfect red. And I couldn't believe when I tried it out. I was like, this is perfect. Like, it's the most perfect red that I love so much. Another thing I want to mention is the Patrick Ta Plumping Gloss. I got this. I'm like, do I really need a high-end plumping gloss? I was like, no, I don't. But yeah, you do. I got the red shade thinking, I don't know why I got the red one, but I don't have it here. I cannot find it. You guys, this lip gloss is perfect. It's not too goopy. It gives you a slight plump. It doesn't hurt the lips. It's not too tingly. And it has like this minty taste that is just so good. It's one of my favorite ones. And I'm really shocked that I reach for it so much. That's my favorite lip gloss. And those are the 3 lipsticks that I have because, you know, that these products I live by, I use all the time. They work out so well. I just wanted to give you a whole list in case you are looking for something out of this whole pile. I just wanted to compile everything in one video so you have something to reference. Let me know your thoughts on this. What will you be getting at the Sephora? There's a few things I want, but let me know if you want to see a Sephora haul. I got you. And I hope this video wasn't too overwhelming. I know it's a lot, but again, I wanted to just do one video. So yeah, thank you so much. If you made it all the way to the end, thank you. You are a real one. I love you guys so much. Thank you for all the love and support you constantly show me. Please don't forget to like and subscribe. Click the button right there, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.